What's good, G-Life? It's your boy, MC Shadow, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Right? Don't forget to check out my second channel, Menace Society M.O.D, where we talk about stuff outside of the streets. Now, this video is related to the video I did on my other channel, right, where I talk about the Lazy Boy interview on No Jumper. If you want to go scope that one out, right? But this one's related to that video, right? And it was about the about people when they criticize these new Chicano rappers, right? Or criticize Chicano rappers in general, right? Their style, how they're trying to be blacks and stuff like that, right? If you don't look like these people right here in those pictures, these two pictures right there, you don't get to criticize these new rappers about who's trying to be black, right? The people have the nerve to be like, these guys are trying to be black wearing Jordans. Wearing Jordans, bro. Like, you're wearing Jordans, bro, and you're criticizing them about trying to be black? Because last time I remember going to the rancho in Mexico, none of them people were wearing Jordans. None of my abuelos, tíos, primos that were there were wearing Jordans. You know what I mean? That was not the style of Mexicanos. You know? They had their button shirts with their pants and their botas, right? And their tejana. That was their estilo. It wasn't no pinches, you know, Gucci shirts and Jordans. That wasn't the raza style. That's not the estilo of the raza. The whatever brand these people wear now, whatever. Pro clubs. I don't remember none of my primos having pro clubs. You know what I'm saying? But they want to criticize these individuals, right? Another thing that that I find funny is that even though they don't say the N-word, people here, right, that are criticizing these individuals, they still use slang, modern day slang, American slang, right? That was created by brothers. Like little catchphrases and little stuff, like when they're being sus or they're, you know, they're ratchets. Yeah, you're not saying the N-word, but I mean, come on, my guy. In Mexico, hey, they don't be like, mira, ese güey es un ratchet. O esa vieja es una ratchet. O ese güey está bien sas, el güey, ese güey. Come on now, homie. But you want to criticize these individuals that they're trying to be black. But yeah, you're over here using even the modern day slang. You know? Come on now. So, I mean, you know, the fact that these individuals want to judge, bro, when they don't see that they were influenced by this as well, right? Maybe not to the extent of some of these individuals, right? With the mannerisms and saying the N-word, but you were still influenced regardless, though, bro. Regardless, you're not acting like the raza and the ranchos. And then they're gonna be like, well, we're not in the ranchos. Exactly. We're in America, aren't we? My boy defeated his own argument right there, and then it's funny that they can't see it, bro, because they want to pick and choose. You know, when someone's trying to be black or what they consider people trying to be black, they want to pick and choose, bro. They leave out the shit that they're doing, right? And they home in on the shit that they don't do, right? You know, it's ridiculous, you know. So, like, come on now, bro. You want to criticize these people trying to be black, but you're wearing Jordans, my boy? Come on now. Yeah, I can only keep that shit 100, bro. People are not going to like it, bro. But hey, facts are facts, homie. And now another thing that I had seen, right, that somebody had posted, right? I think it's another wild situation, right? He put that, see how he put an old picture of Chicano rappers, right? But he labeled them as Sureños, even though they're Chicano rappers. Because Chicano rappers, even though they're from the South and Sureños, that doesn't mean that they're the reputation of what a Sureño looks like. If you're out there in the streets, then you know what I'm talking about. You know that not all homies are bald. Not all homies wear baggy clothes. You know what I mean? And that wasn't always the stilo for homies. You know, not all the homies in that picture are bald. The homies back then weren't bald. They didn't wear baggy clothes. You know what I mean? They have hair. Look, they have hair. They weren't wearing baggy clothes. They don't have jerseys. They all have hair. Those are original homeboys. Original, you know, homies. You know what I mean? None of them have baggy clothes and are bald. You know, so for people to be like, oh, that's a Sureño style and everything, just because, I'm telling you, a lot of people were influenced by Chicano rap. Chicano rap is how they got their information about Sureños or how Sureños are supposed to act and look and everything like that. Those are fucking rappers, bro. They are not the representation of Sureños, even though they are homies. Not all homies carry themselves the same. Not all homies have the same stilo. Not all homies wear blue. Not all homies wear red. There's vatos that use yellow. There's vatos that use black, gray, green, purple. You know what I'm saying? So, people got their heads in their asses, bro. They took what Chicano rap is, bro, and they want to base all their information off of that. You got all your info off of videos, movies, and music. You were not out here in the streets. You weren't mingling with real homeboys. Because if you're rolling around in the real streets with real homies, you know the game. You know how individuals carry themselves. You know the ins and outs. Then not all homies are the same. Not all homies are Rasta. Not all homies are Mexican. You would know all of this if you were really out there with these individuals, but you weren't. Because you got all your shit off the internet, off of music, and off of videos. You didn't get your shit from the actual being out in the jungle. You know what I mean? But you want to play the part. This is not for active war stories, but I'm meaning people in general that see it that way. You know what I mean? Because you see a lot of comments like that, you know? And it's ridiculous. Like, because homies have been wearing red since a while back ago. They were all flamed out with red rags. They've been doing it since the 1920s, my boy. 1920s, they've been doing this. You know, the Mongolians, homies had Mongolians before Norteños had Mongolians. You know what I mean? The tails, homies had that before Northerners did. Homies were rocking red before Northerners were. This is no shot at the Norteños. This is no shot at them or nothing like that. But when you try to say that homies are trying to, you know, imitate them, when that's not true, bro. This was their stilo since before there was even a North and South. Before there was Northerners and Southerners, that was their style already, bro. You know what I'm saying? When people try to pass the lies as facts, bro, that's the thing that I'm like, whoa, wait, but that's misinformation. That's not true, though. You know what I mean? Because, no, homie's been doing that since back then. All these pictures are from back then, bro. You know? Some of them are from the, you know, early 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s. You know what I mean? See, it's so easy to grab pictures and try to pick and choose, right? Like, you grab old school pictures of Chicano rappers, and then you grab pictures from modern day rappers, and then try to say, look how the styles have changed. When the styles have always evolved. If you grab, you know, the pictures and put them together, you have seen how the styles evolved. You know, homies went from having fitted clothes and Stacy's and slacks and suspenders and slick back hair to now being bald, baggy, and you know, jerseys and all that. You know, they went from oldies to then West Coast rap, you know, Tupac, Snoop Dogg. So they went from Brennan Wood, Mary Wells, Barbara Masons to the Tupac, Snoop Dogg. But you see how it has changed throughout time, bro. To now you have the Edgars and the, you know, tight clothes and the Dracos and the Nipseys and all. But you see how it has evolved, just like everything else that has evolved. So when people say that's not the original stilo of Chicanos, that's the problem. You're confusing Chicanos for cholos. It's not the same thing. You know what I mean? You know, just because someone's wearing Ben Davis and with a low and Cortezes does not make them a sureño. It does not. They could belong to a car club or just someone that's a Chicano. That doesn't make them a sureño, because that doesn't make you a sureño. You want to know what makes you a southerner? Being from a southern neighborhood. So if a guy has hair, a ponytail, a mohawk, a faux hawk, taper, whatever, bro. If he's from a southern neighborhood, he's a southerner. Even though he's wearing different stilo and hair and talks different. You know? If he's a Frenchman with a tie and green shorts and is going pip pip cheerio, but if he's from a Sureño neighborhood, guess what? He's a southerner. Even though he looks like some odd, strange goofball. But he must have put in work and he must be down if the homies let him in. And just because he's wearing all of that doesn't mean that he's not down. He could just be cuckoo in the head, but he puts in work. Your neighborhood is what makes you, you know, a homeboy. Not the way you talk, not the way you walk, not the way you dress. You know what I mean? Be like, that's not how Sureños dress, or that's not how Southerners dress, or that's not the stilo of theirs. And you would know, huh? The fact that you're saying what you're saying already lets me know you never been around homies. You never been around the action. You didn't grow up in the funk. You're just a pretender like the rest of them on the internet. They want to pass this shit off as facts because your favorite Chicano rapper said it and carried himself like that. Because he speaks for the homies, huh? You know what I mean? And like I said, when you want to criticize people, you know, for the way they talk, saying that that's not the raza or that's not how Mexicans carry themselves, bro. Like, yeah, but you're wearing Jordans and saying that, my guy. Like I said, if you don't look like those individuals that were in those, you know, pictures in the beginning, the older Mexican people in the rancho, then you don't get to talk. Facts are facts. It's because people are picking and choosing to try to make their arguments and leaving out crucial facts. Come on now. When you try to leave evidence out, bro, it shows that you have motives and intentions, that you're lying. Because that's Rasta. They get to say, hey, these people are not acting like my people. They get to say that. And the crazy part about it is that they don't even see that. I never heard my, you know, abuelos and grandpa and cousins and all, and tíos never say, mira, estos güeyes quieren hacer negros. They never have said none of those comments. Pero bien que estos güeyes quieren hablar, ¿verdad? Se pasan de lanza, neta. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's just my opinion. What are yours? Leave it in the comments. Shadow, we out.